All right, y'all. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're tuning in. I'm grateful to have you here. And we're talking Tucker Carlson today. I mean, not a surprise. Everybody's talking about him, but I've always had a great respect and admiration and support for this man because he takes a bold stance when he calls out the media on their suppression of the truth BS. And didn't matter what side you were on. If you were stepping outside of the realm of facts and pushing propaganda, pushing your narrative, it didn't matter if you were right or left or rainbow, stripe, didn't matter. He would call you out and you could get the business. That's one thing I love about him. But even better than that, he's an outspoken Christian that is truly walking out his faith, not just talking about it. He's living it. You can see his fruit on full display. That's an absolute blessing in today's world where we have a society, this wokey woke mob that is continuing to try to degrade the American values that we were founded upon and that we as real Americans know and love. And he stands out against that. So I know that by now you've probably already seen that Fox News parted ways, fired, cut ties with their relationship with Tucker Carlson about a week ago. I never watched Fox News outside of Tucker Carlson. Now that he's not there, I have no reason to tune in whatsoever, which I think is how a lot of people feel. So I'm sure you guys have seen that by now. They'll have to continue to learn from the School of Hard Knocks over at Fox News. That's on them. But the truth always prevails, and it will set you free, as they are starting to find out right now. They should not have let that man go. But I've seen the most recent Twitter video that he's posted. If you haven't, go check it out. It was awesome, spot on. His defection and exposing of the Uniparty was brilliant. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different that I haven't seen anybody do. We're going to throw it back to 2018 featuring Crazy Kathy. She was a regular guest on his Tonight segment. So this is my first time seeing it. But as usual, I'm sure it's going to be a doozy. Let's get it popping.
Kathy, it's great to see you.
Hi, good to see you.
I got to say, there's kind of a basic irony here. I mean, you're lecturing us about sexism while you're sitting right now in Manhattan.
Manhattan. We need to rename the city then. The Big Apple.
No,
the
we
Big
don't.
Apple would be less offensive. So I feel that I'm sitting in the Big Apple, not Manhattan.
Okay, but why stop there? Why should the post office deliver mail?
I know. Well, it's spelled M-A-I-L, so that's okay.
This can't be for real. I know it's on Tucker's show, but this is ridiculous. If you calling it the Big Apple is discriminatory, why can't it be called the Little Apple? Matter of fact, isn't it offensive to say size even matters at all? Like, at what point do you stop this foolishness and stop labeling, mislabeling, or taking things so literal and out of context that you get offended by it? Come on now.
I know. Well, it's spelled M-A-I-L, so that's okay. If it's M-A-L-E, then there's a problem.
Homonyms count, and this applies to email too, because it's not about spelling, it's about being gender inclusive.
Right.
And mail is offensive. We've just learned that. So,
Lord.
No, I don't think they're including that, but they are saying that society has changed and times are changing, and we don't want to be offensive in our language. And they're trying to be non-sexist and non-biased, and that means trying to take the word man out. So instead of man-made, it would be synthetic. So instead of mailman, it would be mail carrier.
Who
so there's many
cares?
ways to go around it. Instead of humanity, you should say people.
But
So,
mail carrier still has mail in it. So you haven't, it's kind of a fake. Oh, but that's a Dodge.
So package carrier.
well,
we
hold
can come
on.
up with so many other terms
That's
that are
what I'm
less
saying.
offensive. Yeah.
You might still offend dyslexics. You can change a vowel, but it sounds the same. It has that dreaded word that sends people shrieking for their safe spaces, mail.
Well, they're saying man. Man is the word that they're trying to avoid. They're saying that the word man is associated with adult men as opposed to just humanity or humans. So they're trying to avoid the word man. So if we can eliminate that word, then things would be much better and people would be less offended.
Yeah, society would be so much better off. We'd see so much progress and elevation and happiness and love if we got rid of the man. And it's like what they did with these HGTV shows. They got rid of master bedroom. Now they call it a primary bedroom. But pretty soon, primary is not going to be non-offensive. They're going to have to call it secondary and third and fourth. And they got a million different genders under the sun. If you're looking for a reason to be offended, if you're searching for ways to get upset and in your feelings, I'm sure you're going to find something with everything. With every realm of society, with every situation and circumstance you're placed in, you can find offense to something somebody's wearing, they say, they look like, everything under the sun, you're going to find a reason to get butthurt about. Why not just live life and feel blessed? Count your blessings every single day that you're here on this side of the grass. You can breathe, and you should be grateful for all the things that you're afforded, all the freedoms that you have if you live in America. Come on now with this ungrateful entitled attitude. Get over yourself.
Well, what if you lived in Manchester, Vermont?
Well, they might have to change the name of the city if people agree with Purdue University. And Purdue University found that things need to be updated, and they updated their writing guide to take out these words that apparently are offending certain groups of people.
Okay, so just to make sure I understand the rule, if something offends somebody, even if you've never met that person personally, you have to change it. So doesn't that mean that a small group of super unhappy people get to control what the rest of us say and think?
Well, perhaps they're ahead of their time. Maybe this is something that is offending a small group, but the group's going to get larger, and times are changing, and our language is dynamic. Webster keeps adding new words in the dictionary, so our language needs to change. And a term that used to be non-offensive, like man-made and male-man, now needs to be changed.
Well, I get that. I guess the question for me is who gets to decide what changes and what doesn't? So, for example, I think I've now decided that the most offensive word in the language is college professor.
Oh.
Okay? Because to me that connotes dumbness and misuse of power and
wasted money, taxpayer dollars, parents using all their hard-earned dollars to send their kid off to this daycare that teaches them nothing. If anything, it just degrades them even further and makes them more entitled. These people got too much time on their hands. These people are so bored, so caught up in this ungrateful, just uncontent mindset. Can you just be content with the things that you got? Can you just find love in yourself and all the beautiful things around you? You know what it is? They're missing the Lord. They don't know that God created everything, that God created men and women in his image to go out and to love and to serve and to uplift, not to tear down and live on your own accord and live in your own reality. People are lost that think like this. They're lost. They'll never find fulfillment until they find the Lord. That's a fact. You may disagree. That's cool. I'm sure I have some atheists watching that are, they have common sense. Some of y'all got common sense and logical thinking skills. Props to y'all. But a lot of these people, they need the Lord. They need Jesus. I think we all need Jesus. You may disagree, but I think if you, stepped into that realm and start walking that path, you'll find fulfillment. It's not going to be easy. You will be persecuted, but life will have meaning and purpose, and you'll have eternal peace and salvation when you have been saved and born again. But that's just me. I'm biased. I'm a Jesus lover. I'm a Bible thumper. I'm an evangelist. That's just how I roll. You can disagree. I still love you. I'll still pray for you, but we can agree that this is nuts. This woman, I'm offended by the way that she's talking. I'm offended by her voice. So can we start a petition and get a whole bunch of people to sign it so we can shut her up and stop her from talking? Y'all with me on that? Let's go.
And tenure, right? And mediocrity. So maybe I'd like to say no one can use that word ever again in my presence because it offends me. Would that fly? Could I do that? Could I pull it off?
Well, if you have a writing guide, perhaps, and you put that out there and people agree with you, then yeah, maybe that would fly. But Purdue University did find a group that agreed with them, and the university backed them up, and there you have it. They have a writing guide that now is going to teach us how to not offend.
But do you think they have the guts? I mean, it's one thing to bully the little rich kids who go to your school, because, what do they know? But do you think they have the guts?
This is the heart of America.
Yeah, no, of course. But if you're paying $60,000 or whatever it is for the fake diploma you get, and you're not working, obviously you have privilege by definition, no matter who's paying for it. But it's easy to boss them around. Do you think they would have the guts to go to Goldman Sachs in New York and say, change your name now or else?
They probably wouldn't shop there. Because
what if they were shopping at Goldman Sachs? They might come up short because it's a bank.
Because the name man is adult male, and we need to change it. Like woman, has the word man in there. So just call us a person.
So gold person Sachs, would that be better?
I think so. I'm less offended. Yes.
And by the way, what if you just, since the rule is if you spell it, and I'll stop with this because I know this is angels on the head of a pin at this point, but if you spelled man differently, like M-A-A, so it was male man, but M-A-A-N.
No, the profession, we know that the professions usually were male-dominated, and they've changed. So, no, saying male man and spelling it differently, that doesn't apply. We're trying to say this profession now applies for men and women or persons, all people. No man needed.
Isn't there a man in the word woman?
Call me a person. I'd be less offended. No need for woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the end, the revolution always eats itself, as we often point out. Kathy, thank you for that guided tour of the lunar regions. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Oh my goodness. He nailed it on the head right there with that last statement. In the end, the revolution always eats itself. Right on the money. Exactly what I was thinking listening to this woman right here. These people are never going to be happy. These people, you could change all the lingo that you want, then they'll find another thing to get upset about. They'll keep pushing the goalpost back until there's nothing left. Nothing whatsoever. God created natural human order for a reason. There's God, there's man, there's woman, there's kids. Simple. Then you got animals and the creatures crawling on the earth and swimming in the sea. That's just how it goes. You may not like it. Facts don't care about your feelings, sweetheart. It just doesn't matter. Life is the way it is. Deal with it. This is not an issue. This debate is hilarious. When you take a step back and really look at it from a logical, connected brainstem sort of perspective, this is ridiculous. We're wasting our time, tax dollars, and I hope tax dollars weren't burned going through this right here. But what I do love is just the way that Tucker always pretends to take these people seriously, specifically this woman, and just he thinks that she's legit and intelligent. Wrong. He was just going along with you. He was just guiding you along, just being respectful. But inside, he was cracking up, rolling on the floor. And I'm going to go out on a limb and presume she wasn't born like this. She wasn't born a complete fool, a moron, an imbecile. That may not be as Christian to me to say, but I just call it like I see it. But since she was born, she's digested a whole lot of the radical leftist Kool-Aid, and she's trained really, really hard to become one of these Looney Tunes, or these people that lives in the loonier regions, as Tucker said. But wow, this was out of this world insane. And to add insult to injury, the real shame and embarrassing truth is that this woman actually believes the things that she's saying. She is convinced that we need to change vocabulary and take man out of the equation. Call it people, call everything what she wants it to because she's offended. No, God gave us 2 ears, 2 eyes, and only 1 mouth for a reason. Be slow to speak and quick to listen. Don't open your mouth unless you actually have something positive to add to society, something that adds value and, can have constructive criticism, but, has some sort of eloquent thought. And it's high time that she grows up, realizes a man is a man, a woman is a woman, and live with it, deal with it. That's just the way humanity was created. That's the way our society functions. That's how our speech is constructed. Deal with it. Munch on that for a little while. And last time I heard Kathy Areu, aka the liberal Sherpa, as she was often called when she went on the Tucker Carlson Tonight Show, she was actually arrested in 2022 for kidnapping her mother, not once, but twice, and trying to force her into a nursing home. And on top of that, she also scammed and stole over $220-something thousand from that same mama that gave her birth, that brought her into this world. So that shows you where her sense of moral standards it comes from. That shows you what her viewpoint on reality is. She don't even respect her own mama. So she's most definitely not going to respect men and women outside of herself. That just, wow. But pray for her, y'all. Pray that she turns it around, because we only get one shot at this thing called life. One shot on this side of the grass, and all the stuff that you acquire, riches, wealth, you can have as many wives and husbands as you want to, living on your own accord. You can't take none of that stuff with you. You can't strap a U-Haul to a hearse. You can't change anything in the past. Stop looking in the rear view mirror. There's a reason the front windshield was created a whole lot larger than the side mirrors in the rear view mirror. Eyes should be forward on what you can control, on the task in front of you today. And through Jesus' name, everyone who believes in him, no matter what you've done, receives forgiveness. And that's the good news. So make the decision now, and you'll have peace through the Lord of all, forever, for eternal salvation. You know what I'm saying? For eternity. If I can speak correctly and not mumbo jumbo, word salad up my speech, that's when I know I've talked a little too much, when I start to do this sort of random rant that makes absolutely no sense. But I keep it in here a lot of the times just because I want you to see that I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'll never claim to be perfect. That's why I need God's saving grace. That's why I have had to repent of my sins. I've confessed Christ as Lord and Savior. I've been baptized and I've been born again. My heart has been changed. Kathy, you can do the same. You can do the same if you haven't already. And that's what this world needs. And As for Tucker Carlson, I have absolutely no doubt that when all this crazy drama subsides outside of Fox, I think that would be the best thing that could have possibly happened to Tucker. And he'll be rocking and rolling for the righteous folks real soon. He's already topped Fox's views by bunches. He got 50+ million views on his Twitter video. That blows Fox's numbers and ratings out of the water. So I have no doubt whether he goes independent, if he joins a YouTube or Rumble or whatever platform he goes to, he's going to bring value and an unprecedented voice and perspective that no other talent can bring like Tucker does. He's an awesome individual, and I know God has big plans for him, and I just hope that he can take some time off. I know he's blessed financially. He's more than well taken care of there, but I hope he takes some time to enjoy time with his loved ones, his family members, and all of that. And know this, that this ain't the last of Tucker Carlson. We'll be seeing and hearing from him a whole lot more. God bless that man. Prayers to that man, and prayers to y'all as well. If you're going through anything, hardship right now, a trial, a tribulation, keep looking up. Keep looking at the one who can change the game completely and shine the biggest light on any dark situation possible. Jesus Christ. Look to him. Don't look to man. Don't look to material possessions and things that are passing away. Look to Jesus. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever, and he will change your life for the best. Always. No question about it. And I know Tucker looks to Jesus. That's why I know he'll be okay. But that's all I got for today. I know I've ranted long enough already, taking up way too much of your time, I'm sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Let's keep this conversation rolling. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already, ring that notification bell so you get notified anytime I post a video. And, feel free to share this video as always. The algorithm is always working against Christian values. So definitely get this out in front of the public so they can see what real truth looks like, not just this perceived fake of this world truth. But outside of that, if you want to support the channel, you like what I'm doing over here, you can always get awesome designs like this, Isaiah 41:10, made by my lovely wife over on her Etsy store. She also has insulated tumblers like this Soldiers of America one right here, many other Christian American designs, petite, small designs to big and hefty 5Xs. We got everything you would like over there, linked in the description section down below. Big thank you to my Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee members. Y'all know I love you. You putting your hard-earned money behind me, I am forever grateful. I can't even put it into words how much you guys mean to me and just allowing me to monetarily support my family when YouTube may demonetize videos or whatever it may be. But if YouTube takes us down, I'll be over on Rumble, so make sure you're following me over there as well. But until next time, I love you. Godspeed. I'm gone.